A very warm welcome to you. Many thanks for finding time to be with us on this week's edition of the program. We remain your source for all the latest happening in the world of business. So much happening around us. The US election is come and gone. Donald Trump is back to the White House, and money markets around the world reacted accordingly. Historic. I am Susan Obiako. You are warmly welcome. On our lineup this week, first we join Faith and her guest, Mrs. Modupeola Dallas Olusanya, chairman and founder of the Gombot Insurance Brokers Limited, on the CEO Rendezvous, where they took an overview of the Nigerian insurance industry from a Doyenne's perspective. As expected, it was an incisive session. Let's take a listen.
Once you are a good underwriter, your claim is as simple as anything, because you will apply your underwriting, you will know what is the cost. We call it proximate cost.
On this edition also, we bring you highlight from the LCCI Young Business Leaders Annual Seminar that was held recently at the LCCI headquarters, Victoria Island, under the theme Inspiring Tomorrow's Leaders, Navigating Success in a Challenging Economy. Speaking in his opening remark, the chairman of the LCCI Young Business Leaders Group, Mr. Toba Olaniyi, said that businesses should learn to cooperate while competing in order to survive the economic crisis. Let's take a listen.
So the Young Business Leaders Group, the goal is to bring us together, to work together, identify the challenges we're all facing. And even if in some ways we may compete, that doesn't mean that we can't cooperate. So we are encouraging the coming together of young business leaders, because that is what the world needs. That's what Nigeria needs.
What more can I say than to urge you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details shortly after the break. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Pat Rankin, and they don't call me World Best for no reason. I only deal with the best. Be it auto or business, 100% claim is always guaranteed.
Welcome to world-class insurance services. We are Anchor Insurance,
where insurance truly works.
A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the CEO Rendezvous this week. Today, I have the honor and privilege to be sitting with a living legend. I'm talking about none other than Mrs. Modupe Olusanya, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Gombot Insurance Brokers Limited. Together, we'll be taking an overview of the Nigerian insurance industry, a Doyenne's perspective. Thank you so very much, Ma, for finding time to talk to us on the program.
Good evening, and you are welcomed.
Okay, Ma, let me start by asking, you came into the insurance industry early, you cut your teeth as a thoroughbred professional, and you made a mark. But I've always wanted to ask you this question. Did you set out to be an insurance person?
To be candid, I was asked to study law
By your parents?
by my parents. But destiny brought me to the insurance world, which I never regretted. And that was 1960s, after my traveling abroad to UK in 61.
Okay, ma. So how did you get into insurance? From your parents wanting you to study law, then you get into the insurance space. How did that happen?
To be candid, I was living in a hostel. And you know, living in a hostel with 300 girls of different nationalities.
In the UK?
In UK. People discuss about courses. They discuss about law, they discuss about insurance. But not knowing too much about insurance, I had to write home or phone my guardian, who was then just a GBA coca. I asked if I could do insurance instead of law. Then he said, look, he was going to find out more about insurance with the Doyenne. That was Adebayo Talabi Braithwaite. So after discussing with him, my guardian, just GB Kuka, phoned me back, because at that time we had a phone in my house. He too had a phone. So after discussing with him, he discussed with my dad, my late dad. Then they both agreed that I could go ahead and do insurance. At that time, you know, there was no full-time course for insurance, because I think you have to be working and at the same time attending some colleges in the evening. But my first year, I was not working. I was just going to the library and then go to Urban College of Law in the evenings. So the first 5 papers, you know, I made it. And that's how I started. But luckily, I think it was on my birthday that year, I applied for a job. You know, it wasn't easy to get a job for insurance in England at all. So when I applied, so the man asked me, what would be my greatest happiness? I said, today is April 25th, my birthday. If you give me a job, that would be my happiest day. And that's how I got a job with Century Insurance Company. They are in central London, EC. So I started. And, you know, the first year I was not working. Then the second year I started working, because you have to acquire practical experience. At that time, the certificate was not as important as the practical. You must have gain good practical experience. I think I was lucky. My own boss was a retired captain, a naval man. So every 3 months, he would go for his naval conference or discussion. So he will leave me with the job and will ask me, I could ask people to guide me. But being a stubborn woman, I would never ask anybody to guide me. I will read the files, because at that time, you have to do the clerical, the filing. You must know how to do the filing. You must know how to do everything. That's the beginning. Filing, clerical clerk, then officer. So, and I started like that, and I was able to gain, you understand me, gain ground. I was there maybe for 1 year or 2 years. I was underwriting, I was in the underwriting department, underwriting. I said, I was doing underwriting, and then, at that time, these young English boys, they are not serious. Some of them had to work under me. You understand me? So I would sit down, started training some of them, and that's how I acquired my underwriting experience with Century Insurance. So later I said, I want to come home, because I haven't come home maybe for about 5 years or something. So I said, look, let me come home and see what was going on in Nigeria. I think I came home briefly. And I worked, my guardian arranged that I should work with T-Brit with maybe for about 1 month that I was in, just to see how insurance was in Nigeria. So I worked with T-Brit maybe for about either 2 weeks of my holidays. So I realized I was all right. So when I came back now, I couldn't go back to Century Insurance. I went to Zurich and Bedford to work. And there, I was put in the claims department. And the claims department was the most difficult part of the insurance. So I was doing, Root Motors was a big company at that time. And they usually had big claims. So I was in charge of claims. I was going on. But what I learned about insurance was that, you see, as my boss said, you cannot see somebody cannot see with one eye. They can sue you. You will say, oh, Mr. A hasn't got one side. You could only see with one side. They could see you. But what he taught me was that you can say a man with one side could only see with one side. That's a general term. So that's the way you look at the claims. A picture. It's like a picture. You're trying to picture something that will help you in future. You look at a claim. Because of my underwriting background, once you are a good underwriter, a claim is as simple as anything. Because you will apply your underwriting, you will know what is the cost, we call it proximate cost, then you can apply it to your claim settlement. You can't say one eye man cannot see, but you say every one eye man could only see with one side. That's the way you
That's the way you look at it.
You look at the claim. So I was there, but one day now, they came to me that the management wanted to change me from the claims. I should go to drafting of the policy. Because you see, they were surprised I could handle claim well. So once you could handle claim well, then I started drafting the company's policy. So I said, look, I'm tired, I want to come home. I would say I'm one of the lucky ones to get employed, because most Nigerians, they either work at the railway station or at the post office. Only few of us were able to work in an insurance company at that time. A few of us are privileged.
Okay, Ma, well said. Now, the business of insurance today is significantly different from way back then. You just mentioned the fact that it wasn't easy for people to get into insurance companies. What was it like back then, especially for a woman? Because we find today insurance business is still predominantly dominated by men. But sometimes I just wonder, like in those early days where the likes of you, how was it then? How easy was it for women to make a headway in insurance business?
To be candid with you, the young girls in insurance nowadays, they're very lucky. Because most of them are holding very high posts now. But at that time, there was no such opportunity.
All right, welcome back. Moving on, we now bring you highlight from the Lagos Chamber of Commerce Young Business Leaders Annual Seminar, which was held recently at the LCCI House, Victoria Island. His welcome address, the president of the LCCI, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, said that companies that would thrive in the future must be committed to lifelong learning. Happy viewing.
Hi, I'm Pat Rankin, and they don't call me what best for no reason. I only deal with the best. Be it auto or business, 100% claim is always guaranteed.
Welcome to world-class insurance services. We are Anchor Insurance.
Where insurance truly works.
So I'll just speak very briefly about this event, why we came up with this event, and who we are. So, but before I do that, I would like to thank everyone here. Please appreciate yourself, put your hands together. I should say something, right? One of the things that I've come to learn is that many times you come to gatherings like this and you don't know who is beside you, and so you sit down, you listen, and you step away. What I would encourage you today is make sure you know the name of the person you are sitting beside. Shake hands. You don't know who that person is. Sometimes some people like to dress down, so you just think that this is just one guy. Shake hands, connect, and network, because that is the key thing about what we do here at LCCI. So we are the Young Business Leaders Group. As the name implies, we are made up of young business leaders. People who are transforming Nigeria in a new and innovative way. And of course, being young means that we're agile, and we have a lot of ideas and innovative ways of solving problems. And the Young Business Leaders Group is a group of young business leaders coming together to connect, to network, to learn from each other. And this is very important, especially in challenging times, because what one person cannot do, two can achieve. I read a story of two business people that we know. One of them is gone, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. Of course, if you don't know them, I should be worried. Now, what I found surprising, of course, the competition between both business leaders was so astounding, with Bill Gates leading Microsoft and Steve Jobs leading Apple. And there was a particular point in time when Apple was in trouble and they actually lacked funds. They were going bankrupt. But Bill Gates came to their rescue, which is weird and ridiculous when you think about it. You help your competitor to survive. But it then makes you understand that the fact that we compete doesn't mean we cannot work together. And I think that that's one thing we need to learn more in Nigeria. The fact that your competitors doesn't make you enemies.
As young leaders, it's not just about surviving economic shocks. It's about finding ways to create value within those stores. They must and are prepared to embrace the technologies, harness the power of data, and lead with purpose. They frequently are open to collaboration, just mentioned, within the Nigerian markets and globally. One critical skill every business leader needs in a challenging economy is resilience. This ability to stay grounded and focused in the face of adversity distinguishes successful leaders from the rest. Resilience goes beyond just surviving difficult times. It's about learning from setbacks, adapting quickly, and emerging stronger. Another key factor which you are familiar with is innovation. While many people see economic challenges as obstacles, visionary leaders see them as opportunities to innovate. Whether it's finding ways, more efficient ways to operate, exploring new markets, or creating entirely new business models, innovation is at the core of their strategy. In today's world, digital transformation is no longer optional. And we don't need to say that in this room. Maybe outside this room you need to say that. Whether you are leading a small startup or a large corporation, leveraging technology to optimize processes, improve customer engagement, and drive business growth is at the top of your mind. We have seen how tech-enabled businesses have adapted quickly to market changes, providing a strong example of what success in business looks like. As we think about navigating success in a challenging economy, we cannot afford to overlook the importance of sustainability. Businesses today must embrace sustainable practices, not just for the sake of corporate social responsibility, but as a core business strategy. Consumers are more conscious than ever. Environmentally and socially responsible businesses are well positioned for long-term success.
So how do we, as a business community, start to think long-term, start to think country first, start to think about our fellow citizens, start to think about the economy? Because at the end of the day, business is service. Yes, we may be making some money from doing the business, but it is first a service to the nation, to bring to life the benefits of the economic policies. And the truth of the matter is that if things get better, it will ultimately be up to the people in this room.
A question to you, Dr. Akin. Nigerians seem underskilled because of deficiencies in our educational system. How can we secure the right talent for our businesses in the country?
To you, number one, that's the reason for orientation and induction. You have to retrain every person you bring into your office. You have to retrain them. So you have to run your own system of training, such that if somebody comes into your system, forgetting about what the person has in his head, provided the person can think and the person can write and the person can listen, train the person for a few months, the person gets better. Number two is set up a system, and it's very close to that, like a training system in the organization that keeps up what you call lifelong learning. So we call it continuous professional development. They keep learning and they keep learning and they keep learning. It's part of the culture of your office to ensure that learning is ongoing as they are working. I think that's one of the ways, I mean, for me as a consultant, that's one of the ways that I think we can keep securing talent.
Hi, I'm Pat Rankin, and they don't call me what best for no reason. I only deal with the best. Be it auto or business, 100% claim is always guaranteed.
Welcome to world-class insurance services. We are Anchor Insurance,
where insurance truly works.
That's all we have time for on the program this week. Many thanks for staying with us. Do keep a date with us next week for a fresh package. In the meantime, feel free to connect with us on all our social media platforms. You have tons of videos to watch on our YouTube channel, Almond Finance TV. Please click on the notification icon. My name is Susan Obiako. Until next time, from all of us, is a goodbye.